Okay, as you can see, I've got one of the speakers on already. I actually had to dismount the speaker with these little bolts here first. Put the bracket on, leave the mirror kind of loose so you can tighten it later with this bolt. But then you swivel this back and forth to get your little nut on. You gotta be careful not to drop them. So I got it on. Look pretty good. I'll tighten everything up when I'm done. Don't look too bad. So now on to the other side. So I'm gonna pause and start back on when I'm getting there. Alright, you can see the two little, well, wherever the two little screws on the bottom here. You take it off of the bracket here, just like that. Comes off. Then you set that out of the way in a safe place, and then that bracket's gonna go right there, and then you screw your mirror back in. So you just screw the mirror back in, and just there you go, and then you leave it kind of loose. Screw that mirror in, leave it a little loose, you know, and then you put your speaker back on, and then you just got to line those little screws up under there. And get those little screws lined up, then you can put those tiny teeny screws on. Hold on a second.
You gonna shut it?
Get those, you can swivel it around and get your screws on while it's still loose, as we're doing here. You gotta get this tight, but that's how you do it. And you got one more screw which you can get to just like that. You get those little screws on there, because you can't turn the mirror with the speaker in the way, so you have to remove the bracket from the speaker. I couldn't find any videos on how to do this, so I'm making one. Alright, so there's both speakers. Now we're going to remove the seat and the tank and run all the wires, install the amp, and I'll turn the camera back on then. Alright, I've bought this little dilly called Add a Circuit, and I've installed it right there. You see it with the green or gray wire coming off of it. You just slide it in there and put the fuse back in. So you're just adding a circuit to an existing fuse. You just plug it in and plug your accessory fuse in. This calls for a 5 amp fuse. This little amp right here, if you can see, the amp is on right now. I've got the key on just so you can hear this. This is amazing sound, amazing. You take the little volume knob here and you crank it up. You can see it's working rather well. I'm going to mount the amp right here under the seat. So I got to take the tank off still, run the wires under the tank, but I'm going to use some zip ties here and there, you know, help it out. But rather easy installation. You do have to take your motorcycle apart though, so all I had to do is take the seat, and I'll be taking the tank off. It's not too bad, and found a suitable place here. It just happened to fit right there. I don't even have to use screws or nothing, because the seat will hold it down. And I already tested to see if the seat would fit, and it does. And this thing will rock. I'll be able to hear that over the pipes. The bike's not that loud. It is, but not too loud. Alright, I'll complete this video and try to get her all together. And those speakers. Pretty cool, man. Right on, man. Alright. Alright, so I'm wrapping this up now. I've got the amp in the spot where I want it. Got my zip ties on. Had the tank off. I zip tied it all the way up to the front. Got my wires, got a lot of good play in them, so I can you know, zip time later or whatever. You do have to take the tank off, and if you don't know how to do that, you should probably get some help. I've had it off about 5 times, putting accessories on and doing stuff to the carburetor, so I'm kind of familiar with it. I think my overall install is pretty good. I put my volume knob right here so I can turn it up and down when I want to jam. And I've got my just a little piece that comes through. This is where I plug my MP3 player in. So with that being said, go look at that. Got my jams in. If you need any further instructions, email me. You can email me off of the YouTube site I'm gonna post this on. So, and I think it looks pretty cool. They look really cool, and you can't really see anything but the speakers. So that's a good install. So I'm gonna put it back together before it gets too dark to see. All right, thanks for watching. Okay, we're all done. All back together. That was pretty good. Took it for a ride, and you can actually hear it. That's a pretty good thing.